Hello, I'm going to show you how you can gear an alt with close to the best gear as soon as you get to level 50. This is how I did it with my latest alt, and by no means the perfect or the only way to do it. We do this with help of crafting, lots of credits and the legacy gear. I will show you how much I spent to get this done. This footage was recorded prior to patch 1.4 and the cost for pulling out the mods is a bit higher than it is right now. I will show on the screen both the current cost and what I actually paid for in 1.3. Let's start by buying the legacy gear. With legacy gear you can mail armorings, enhancements and mods to other characters in the same legacy. As an Empire player you can buy this armor in Dromungkas. Since I have done this before on another character, I already have the gear bought and don't have to buy it again. Since there are 14 pieces of gear, we get 14 augment kits and 14 augments. I used my own crafting to get the mats for the kits and then had a friend make them for me. The augments I crafted myself, and to get the mats for the augments, I sent my companions on a lot of missions. Now let's start getting the actual gear. What you do with the legacy gear is, you buy the gear you want on another character. For me it's gonna be black hole gear. Pull everything out, put it in your legacy gear and mail it to your new alt. On my power tech I had enough black hole commendations to buy a headpiece. On my sorcerer I had a lot more commendations and bought the rest of the gear that I wanted. Doing the same thing with the ripping and mailing. Then on my brand new alt that you see here when he was level 49, you take the legacy armor and pull out the armoring, enhancements and mod and put them in whatever gear you have chosen. For every piece of gear I will use one augment kit and one augment. If you have bought legacy armor that match your character and want to save a bit of money, you can use that. My legacy gear is sorcerers and power tech, so I couldn't do that. I wanted to be full pilot geared anyways, since well, both my sorcerers and my power tech are, and I like the Scuba Steve look. Here is where I realized I have to be 50 to put the mods back into gear, so I finished 2 missions real quickly and continue. I proceed to do this with all my gear I have bought. I had black hole implants crafted. I got some materials for it doing the Nova and I got some of it of the GTN. A guildie of mine could craft the implants I wanted, so I was a bit lucky there. For the wrist, waist and weapons I needed to get some extra enhancements and mods, so I bought another pair of black hole boots and some Kolumi gear. This is where my gear would be less than perfect. I sent this over in the same legacy gear as the other stuff in. For weapons and relics I went with PvP gear. The Battlemaster relics is quite nice with a lot of power, which I was going for. The Battlemaster weapons has good enough hilts to start with, and I was replacing the enhancements in the mods in them. To be able to do this as soon as you are level 50, you need to do a lot of PvP while you are leveling, especially after you get level 40. Because you need 1550 Warzone commendations per weapon and 550 Warzone commendations per relic. This sums up to 4200 Warzone commendations. Since the cap for Warzone commendations is 2000, you can't get it in pure Warzone commendations. after you hit level 40 you can convert your Warzone commendations to ranked Warzone commendations. This will yield 1 ranked for each 3 Warzone commendations. What you are aiming for here is 2200 ranked and 2000 Warzone commendations before you hit level 50. You almost solely have to do PvP and class missions after you hit 40 to make sure you don't get 50 before you have all your commendations. Of course you could PvP after you hit 50 and do this in a lot less time, but I wanted to have all my gear ready when I hit 50.
Come back anytime.
Later you need to convert them back when you are buying the gear, and then you only get 1 Warzone back from each ranked. So in reality I was paying 8,600 Warzone commendations to get gear worth 4,200. With wrist and waist I bought some moddable gear and lesser armoring of the GTN. On these items I could have spent a lot more credits, but overall it wouldn't have given me the extra boost to be worth it. I had spent all this money to get everything, and I could have spent double that on the GTN just to get that small boost. So about an hour after I hit 50 I could put on all my new gear and be ready for anything. All I was missing was a good earpiece. I wanted to buy the black hole earpiece. It would cost me 35 black hole commendations. So I went to the black hole daily area, killed some droids, collected some boxes and did all that to get the 6 commendations from the black hole weekly. After that I did a daily hard mode flashpoint through the group finder, pushed Malgus off a cliff and collected another 5 commendations. Since I transferred this character from an old server to this one, I had 25 black hole commendations from that, and with the 11 I just collected I had the necessary 35 to buy my black hole earpiece. This is the finished product, ready to go and do any operations in any difficulty. I did this as a challenge to myself to see how far you can get gear wise as soon as you hit level 50. All you need is patience, a lot of spare black hole commendations and a buttload of money.